My face is just getting warmed up.
If all the hype around lanterns on HBO and Guy Gardner's flashy debut in Superman wasn't already enough to get Green Lantern's fans buzzing, there's also been a bunch of talk, though nothing officially confirmed just yet, that James Gunn might be developing a full-blown Green Lantern movie for the DCU too. Now, the rumors aren't completely out of left field. It would actually make a lot of sense, especially considering how much emphasis Gunn is already putting on the Lanterns. He's launching Lanterns with heavy hitters like Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, setting up Guy Gardner in Superman and tying all of this together under his broader DCU vision. So if you think about it, a theatrical Green Lantern movie could be the natural next step. It would be a chance to really blow the lid off the Lantern mythos and take us deeper into the cosmic side of DC in a way the HBO series might only scratch the surface of. What's especially interesting about these rumors is that this potential movie wouldn't just rehash what's happening in the show. From what people are speculating, it could focus on a different sector of the Green Lantern Corps entirely, maybe even introduce some of the lesser-known Lanterns from the comics, like Jessica Cruz or Simon Baz, or dive into a completely new storyline that runs parallel to the events of the series. That would give Gunn even more freedom to expand the Lantern universe without overlapping too much content-wise. And knowing how Gunn operates, he's probably thinking long-term. The guy clearly loves planting seeds across different projects and watching them bloom together. So this rumored Green Lantern movie might not just be about showing off another Lantern's power ring or throwing in more space battles. It could help tie together some of the deeper cosmic threads of the DCU. Think about how Marvel slowly built toward Guardians of the Galaxy and the whole Infinity Stone saga. Gunn was part of that, and now he's doing something similar here. He's already talked about how each project should feel unique, but still be a part of a larger, interconnected world. A movie would let him go full epic with the Lanterns in a way TV budgets just can't compete with. Another reason this movie rumor feels plausible is because of the sheer amount of Lantern lore that hasn't been touched yet. The Green Lantern Corps is massive in the comics. It's not just about Earth's Lanterns. You've got alien Lanterns from every corner of the universe, massive threats like the Sinestro Corps, the Red Lanterns fueled by rage, the emotional spectrum with its various colored rings. It's basically a cosmic soap opera with laser fists. A movie could open the door to all of that in a way that feels cinematic and universe-defining. Also, the fact that Lanterns is already being filmed and has a clear structure, a detective-style story with Hal and John investigating a dark mystery on Earth, leaves a lot of the galaxy unexplored. That's where a movie could swoop in, maybe introducing a villain or a conflict that spans multiple sectors and eventually brings together everything with what's happening on the show. It's kind of the inverse of what Marvel did with shows like WandaVision or Loki, which supported the films. Here, the show could be the launchpad, and the movie becomes the grand expansion. So while James Gunn hasn't gone on record confirming a Green Lantern movie just yet, the signs are definitely there. He's got the talent, the vision, and, judging by the reception to what we've seen so far from Superman and the Lantern's early appearance, a very eager audience. If this rumored film does get announced, it could turn into one of the biggest pieces of the DCU puzzle, especially for fans who've been waiting more than a decade to see the Lanterns finally done justice on the big screen. And let's be honest, with the mess that was 2011's Green Lantern movie still lingering in memory, fans probably know Gunn has a score to settle. He's already shown he can take characters people barely cared about, like Peacemaker or the Guardians of the Galaxy, and turn them into fan favorites. So imagine what he could do with something as deep and wild as the Green Lantern Corps, especially if he's given 2 full hours and a theater screen to let loose. That said, there's something really exciting about James Gunn's new Superman movie, and it's not just the fresh take on the Man of Steel. What's grabbing a lot of attention is how the film is already weaving in a bunch of other DC characters, including a Green Lantern. Specifically, it looks like Guy Gardner is getting some screen time, which is a pretty big deal for fans of the Corps. The Superman trailer hints that the DCU isn't wasting time building everything from scratch. Instead, it's diving straight into a world that feels lived in, where heroes like Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and even Metamorpho already exist alongside Superman. And for Green Lantern fans, this might finally be the redemption arc they've been waiting for. Let's face it, Green Lantern hasn't had the best track record in live action. Back in 1997, we got a glimpse of Guy Gardner in that old Justice League of America TV movie, and then in 2011, Ryan Reynolds took a shot at Hal Jordan in the big-budget Green Lantern film. But that movie didn't quite stick the landing. It introduced the Green Lantern Corps and the whole concept of the power rings, but it just didn't explore the true creativity and scope that makes the Green Lantern special. In that 2011 version, Hal Jordan mostly made pretty basic energy constructs, things like fighter jets, machine guns, or chainsaws. Even though the ring is supposed to let you create anything your imagination can come up with, most of what we saw felt, well, grounded. That might be understandable since Hal was just learning, but even the more seasoned lanterns in the movie weren't all that imaginative either. That's why Guy Gardner shows up in James Gunn's Superman is so promising. In the trailers, Nathan Fillion's version of the character already looks like he knows what he's doing. There's a shot where he uses a giant energy hand to smack away a truck and a soldier in the middle of the desert. Then, in another scene, he whips up a massive energy net to catch some glowing orb in the sky. These quick clips show us that the Green Lantern ring is finally being used in a more dynamic way. It's not just about brute force anymore, it's about flair, personality, and strategy. That part's especially fun because in the comics, Guy Gardner is known for being kind of a loudmouth and a bit of a jerk. So, naturally, the stuff he creates with his ring often reflects that attitude. Motorcycles, baseball bats, even random vehicles. His constructs have always felt more personal and less military, and that's a good thing. It means James Gunn is leaning into what makes each Green Lantern different. And it's not just Guy who's getting the spotlight. The upcoming Lantern series is also in the works, which will follow both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. From what we know so far, Kyle Chandler is playing Hal, and Aaron Pierre is taking on Jon. Hal's supposed to be the veteran of the two, while Jon's just starting out. The show's been described as having a true detective vibe, with the two investigating a murder in the American heartland. But even though the setting sounds grounded, that doesn't mean the cosmic side of the Lantern universe is being ignored. What makes this all even better is that we might finally get to see more of the fan-favorite Lanterns from the comics. All in all, it looks like James Gunn isn't just revamping Superman, he's laying the groundwork for a much deeper, more colorful DC universe. The Lanterns, who have been sitting on the sidelines for far too long, are finally getting their chance to shine. And if the trailers are any indication, it's not going to be just another space cop story, it's going to be weird, wild, and full of heart, just the way it should be. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.